I came home early and found my wife in bed with another man. She laughed. I didn't mean to hurt you, I just didn't care. So I packed in silence, took everything she took for granted, and left her crying in an empty room. I wasn't supposed to be home. That's the thing about catching someone, it's always accidental. You don't plan it. You don't circle the date on your calendar and think, today's the day my marriage ends. It just happens. And it happened to me on a Tuesday at 4 p.m. The conference in Denver wrapped early. Some keynote speaker canceled, they shuffled the schedule, and suddenly I'm at the airport with half a day to destroy. I grabbed a standby seat on an earlier flight, one of those rare wins where everything actually works out. Got upgraded, too. Exit row. Leg room for days. The flight was smooth until it wasn't. Weather rolled in hard over the Midwest, and we got diverted. Ended up landing 6 hours earlier than my original arrival time. I texted Derek, my buddy who was supposed to pick me up later, told him not to worry about it. Grabbed an Uber instead. I remember sitting in the back of that Honda Civic, watching the city roll by, thinking about how good it'd be to sleep in my own bed. Vivian and I had been married 5 years. We weren't the can't keep our hands off each other couple anymore, but we were solid. Comfortable. She worked in event planning, I crunched numbers for a mid-sized investment firm. We had date nights. We didn't fight much. Normal life. I didn't text her I was coming home early. Figured I'd surprise her. Maybe order takeout, open a bottle of wine, actually talk instead of just existing in the same space. The Uber pulled up to our building just after 4. I thanked the driver, grabbed my bag, and headed inside. Elevator ride up to the 8th floor felt longer than usual. I was tired. The kind of bone-deep exhaustion that comes from 3 days of seminars and forced networking. I unlocked the door. The apartment was dim. Curtains half drawn. One lamp on in the corner. Quiet, except for faint music coming from somewhere deeper in the place. I dropped my bag by the door, loosened my tie. That's when I saw them. 2 wine glasses on the coffee table, both half empty. One with a lipstick mark. Vivian's shade, deep red, the kind she wore when she wanted to feel put together. My brain didn't jump to conclusions right away. I stood there, staring at those glasses, trying to make sense of it. Maybe her friend stopped by. Maybe her sister. Except her sister lived 4 hours away and hated red wine. Then I saw the jacket. Black leather. Draped over one of our dining chairs like it belonged there. Men's jacket. Definitely not mine, I didn't own anything leather. Too bulky, too trying too hard, Vivian used to say. The music was clearer now. Something jazzy. Coming from the bedroom, I should have turned around. Should have walked out, called a lawyer, handled it like an adult. But my feet moved on their own. Down the hallway. Past the bathroom. Past the framed photos of us on our honeymoon in Greece, smiling, happy, believable. The bedroom door was cracked open. I pushed it, and there she was, Vivian. My wife. In our bed. With someone else. It wasn't some dramatic movie moment. No gasping, no screaming, no flying into a rage. Time just stopped. My brain took a snapshot and filed it away in a folder I'd never be able to delete. The guy, mid-30s, fit, dark hair, scrambled backward like he'd been electrocuted. Sheet pulled up to his waist. Eyes wide. Guilty, Vivian sat up slower. No scrambling. No panic. She pulled the sheet to her chest, tucked her hair behind one ear, and looked at me, really looked at me. For 3 seconds, nobody moved. Nobody spoke. And then, she laughed. Not a nervous giggle. Not an oh crap panic laugh. A real, genuine, almost relieved laugh. Like this was funny. Like I just walked in on some harmless prank instead of the end of everything. That laugh hit me harder than seeing her in bed with him. Because in that moment, I realized something. She'd been waiting for this. The guy moved first. Jake, I'd learn his name later, not that it mattered. Grabbed his jeans off the floor and stumbled toward the corner where his shirt was crumpled. He didn't look at me. Didn't say a word. Just pulled his clothes on like the room was on fire and bolted past me into the hallway. I didn't stop him. Didn't even turn my head. He wasn't the problem. Vivian was still sitting there, sheet clutched to her chest, that laugh dying in her throat as she watched me. Waiting for me to explode. To yell. To throw something. To react. I didn't say something, she said finally. I just stared at her. She sighed, like I was being difficult. Okay, look. This isn't what it looks like. Actually, you know what? Yes it is. I'm not going to insult you by pretending. Good, I said. My voice sounded far away. Calm. Detached. She blinked. That wasn't the response she expected. Jake is, he's exciting. He listens. He makes me feel alive. She was talking faster now, words tumbling out like she'd been rehearsing this speech. You've been so distant lately. Always at work, always buried in your spreadsheets and reports. When's the last time we actually talked? When's the last time you looked at me like I mattered? I could have argued. Could have pointed out the 70-hour weeks I worked so she could throw those fancy events she loved. Could have reminded her about the vacation I planned last year that she canceled because a client needed her. Could have listed every time I asked how her day was and got one-word answers. But what was the point? So this is it? I said. 5 years and you just... What? Her face changed. The defensiveness dropped. Something colder took its place. Honest, maybe. Or just cruel. Look, she said, meeting my eyes. I didn't mean to hurt you, I just didn't care enough not to. The room went silent. That sentence hung in the air between us like a blade. Clean. Sharp. Final. I felt something inside me crack. Not break, that would have been too dramatic. It just switched off. Like someone hit a circuit breaker and all the power died at once. I walked to the closet. What are you doing? Vivian's voice had an edge now. Uncertainty. I didn't answer. I grabbed my duffel bag from the top shelf and started packing. Toothbrush from the bathroom. Razor. Deodorant. 3 days worth of clothes. My laptop charger. Work files. Phone cable. Are you seriously not going to say anything? She was standing now, robe wrapped around herself, watching me move through the apartment like a ghost. I kept packing. This is ridiculous. You're being childish. I zipped the bag. Stop ignoring me. I slung the duffel over my shoulder and walked toward the door. She followed me. That's it? You're not even going to fight for us? I stopped. Turned to look at her one last time. The woman I married, the one who used to laugh at my stupid jokes, who cried during rom-coms, who held my hand during her dad's funeral. She wasn't there anymore. Maybe she never was. Maybe I'd just been too stupid to see it. There's nothing left to fight for, I said. Her face shifted. The smugness evaporated. Panic took its place. Wait, we need to talk about this. You can't just... She reached for my arm. I stepped back. Don't, please. I pulled out my phone. Right there, with her watching, I opened her contact. Blocked her number. The screen confirmed it with a little check mark. She stared at me like I'd slapped her. What are you doing? Leaving. You can't just block me. This is my life too. We need to figure this out. I opened the apartment door. She was screaming now. My name. Curses. Please. I didn't hear the words anymore. Just noise. I walked to the elevator. Press the button. Don't you walk away from me. Don't you dare. The elevator doors opened. I stepped inside. The last thing I saw before they closed was Vivian in the hallway, barefoot in her robe, mascara starting to run, mouth open mid-scream. I never looked back. Derek didn't ask questions when I showed up at his door at 5 p.m. on a Tuesday with a duffel bag in the emotional range of a brick wall. Beer? He said. Yeah. He tossed me a bottle, grabbed one for himself, and we sat on his couch watching a basketball game neither of us cared about. That's the thing about good friends, they know when to shut up. An hour passed. Maybe 2. He ordered pizza. We ate. He set up the spare room without a word. I slept better that night than I had in months. Wednesday morning, I called a divorce attorney. Linda Fisher, came recommended by a guy at work who'd been through it. She was efficient. No nonsense. Explained the process in 15 minutes. No kids, minimal shared assets, you want it fast and clean. This is straightforward, she said. You okay with her keeping the apartment? I don't want anything from her. Smart. Makes it faster. Papers were filed by Friday. That's when Vivian's attempt started. She couldn't call. I blocked her, so she got creative. Texts from her sister. Please just hear her out. Emails from her mom. I don't know what happened, but Vivian is devastated. Can we talk? A Facebook message from her college roommate I hadn't spoken to in 3 years. I ignored all of it. Derek asked once if I wanted to talk about what happened. I gave him the short version. Came home early, found her with someone else, left. He nodded, didn't push. The next day he invited me to his gym. Started going with him every morning. Weights, cardio, nothing fancy. Just something to do that wasn't sitting in my head. Work helped too. I threw myself into it. Finished a project 2 weeks ahead of schedule. My boss noticed. Asked if I wanted to take lead on a new client portfolio, bigger responsibility, better pay. I said yes. Through mutual friends, I heard things. Vivian moved in with Jake. 3 weeks. That's how long it took her to replace 5 years of marriage. I waited for it to hurt. It didn't. I felt lighter, actually. Like I'd been carrying weight I didn't know was there. Then I heard Jake lost his job. Some restructuring at his company. Her Instagram went quiet after that. No more champagne brunch photos. No more living my best life captions. I didn't feel satisfaction. Didn't feel anything, really. I went to therapy. One session, just to check in with myself. The therapist asked how I was processing everything. I'm fine, I said. That's not always a bad thing, she said. Sometimes the healthiest response to betrayal is to simply walk away. Those words, Vivian said, I didn't mean to hurt you, I just didn't care enough not to. They played on loop sometimes. Late at night. During my commute. Random moments. But they didn't sting anymore. They clarified. They liberated. She'd given me permission to stop fighting for something that was already dead. 2 months passed. I got the promotion. Started sleeping through the night. Derek said I seemed different, better, he meant, but didn't want to jinx it. I was sitting at my desk on a Thursday afternoon, reviewing quarterly projections, when my phone rang. Unknown number. Normally I'd let it go to voicemail, but something made me answer. Hello? Hey. The voice was shaky. Female. Familiar. It's Holly, Vivian's best friend. The one who'd been her maid of honor. The one who'd probably helped pick out lingerie for her affair. I know you don't want to hear from us, Holly said quickly, like she was afraid I'd hang up. And I get it, I really do. But something happened. I didn't say anything. It's Vivian. Holly's voice cracked. She needs help. I leaned back in my chair. Stared at the ceiling. What happened, Jake? He's not who she thought he was. Things got bad. Really bad. Last night they had a fight and she was crying now. He hurt her. She has a black eye. She won't press charges. She won't leave him. And she keeps asking for you. Silence. I know I have no right to ask, Holly said. But please. She made a mistake. She knows that now. She just needs. Where is she? I asked. Holly exhaled like she'd been holding her breath. She's at Jake's place. Well, their place now. She moved in with him after you left. I know, right? Of course you do. Holly paused. Look, I know this is awkward, but she's not in a good place. Jake lost his job a few weeks ago and he's been drinking. A lot. Last night he blamed her for everything. For ruining his reputation. For making him the other guy. For screwing up his life. They got into it and he shoved her into the wall. Hard. She hit her head. There's a bruise on her cheek, her eyes all swollen. I listened. Felt that old instinct kick in, the one that wanted to fix things, to protect, to help. But it was muted now. Distant. Like hearing an echo from another life. That's horrible, I said. So you'll talk to her? No. Silence on the other end. What? I said no. Are you serious right now? Holly's voice shifted from pleading to sharp. She's hurt. She's scared. She made a mistake. She made a choice, I corrected. There's a difference. Oh, come on. You're really going to hold this over her head? She screwed up, okay? She knows that. But she needs help and you're her. I'm her what, Holly? Her husband? Not anymore. Papers are filed. Her safety net? That ended when she told me she didn't care enough about me to not hurt me. Her backup plan? Not interested. You're being cruel. I'm being honest. I kept my voice level. Calm. I'm sorry that Jake turned out to be a piece of crap. I'm sorry he hurt her. But that's not my problem to solve. She loves you. She loved the security I provided. She loved having someone reliable to come home to while she figured out what she actually wanted. And what she wanted was Jake. Well, she's got him. Holly was quiet for a moment. When she spoke again, her voice was smaller. What am I supposed to tell her? Tell her to call her parents. Tell her to call the police. Tell her to go to a shelter if she needs to. Don't tell her to call me. You're really just going to abandon her like this? That word, abandon. Like I was the one who walked away first. I didn't abandon anyone, I said. I left someone who abandoned me first. If she needs help, there are people who can give it to her. I'm just not one of them anymore. You're a coward, maybe. But I'm a coward who knows his worth. I hung up, sat there for a minute staring at my computer screen. The spreadsheet blurred. I closed my eyes, took a breath, opened them again. Got back to work. That night, my phone buzzed. Voicemail. Unknown number. I almost deleted it without listening. Almost, but I didn't. I pressed play. Vivian's voice came through, sharp and cutting. You're a coward for abandoning me. Holly told me what you said and I can't believe, after everything we had, you just turned your back on me when I actually need you. You're pathetic. You know that? Pathetic. Anger. Pure and venomous. Then it shifted. I didn't mean that. I'm confused. This whole thing with Jake was a mistake. I know that now. I was stupid. I was selfish. But you can't just leave me here. We can fix this. We can talk. I just need you to. Denial. Bargaining, please. Please just call me back. I don't even need you to forgive me. I just need to talk to you. I need to explain. You have to understand. Desperation. And then, sobbing. Broken, guttural crying. The kind that doesn't have words. Then silence. The voicemail ended. I stared at my phone for a long time. Felt something twist in my chest, not regret, not longing. Just sadness. For who she used to be. For who I thought she was. I deleted it, didn't call back. Didn't text. Didn't respond. 6 months passed. I stopped thinking about Vivian. Stopped checking to see if she'd tried to contact me. The divorce finalized. I signed papers in Linda's office, shook her hand, walked out a free man. I got better at my job. Better at the gym. Started seeing Derek's friends more, dinners, weekend hikes, normal life stuff. Started feeling like myself again. Or maybe a better version of myself. One Saturday morning, I grabbed coffee at a place downtown. Small cafe, good espresso, quiet corner tables. I sat down with a paper, settled in. I looked up, and there she was. Vivian stood by the counter, waiting for her order. She looked different. Thinner. Older, somehow, though only 6 months had passed. Her hair was shorter, pulled back in a ponytail. She wore sunglasses even though we were indoors, which told me everything I needed to know about what she was hiding. She hadn't seen me yet. I could have left. Should have, probably. Grabbed my coffee and walked out before she turned around. But I didn't move. Just watched her collect her cup, scan the room for a seat. Her eyes landed on me. She froze. For a second, I thought she might bolt. Run out the door and pretend she never saw me. But she didn't. She just stood there, coffee in hand, looking like a ghost. Then she walked over, slowly. Hesitant. Like she wasn't sure if I'd throw my drink at her or tell her to get lost. Hey, she said. I nodded. Didn't say anything. Can I? She gestured to the empty chair across from me. I didn't invite her to sit. Didn't tell her not to, either. She sat anyway. Up close, she looked worse. The sunglasses hid most of it, but I could see the edges, faint bruising around her jawline, the kind that's a few weeks old and almost healed. Her hands shook slightly as she set her cup down. I didn't think I'd run into you, she said. I turned a page of the newspaper. Small city, right? Yeah, she laughed, nervous, brittle. Nothing like that laugh 6 months ago. How've you been? Fine. She waited for me to ask her the same question. I didn't. Look, she said, voice dropping. I know this is weird. I know you probably don't want to talk to me. But I need to say something. I folded the newspaper. Looked at her. Said nothing. She took off the sunglasses. The bruise around her left eye was faded but still visible. Yellowish green. Old enough that she probably thought she could hide it with makeup and dim lighting. I was an idiot, she said. A selfish, stupid idiot. Jake he was a mistake. A huge one. I thought I wanted excitement and passion and all this BS that doesn't actually matter. And I blamed you for things that were my fault. I sipped my coffee. I've been in therapy, she continued. Real therapy, not just talking to Holly and pretending that counts. I moved back in with my parents after I left Jake. I'm working on myself. Trying to figure out why I sabotaged something good. Good for you. She flinched at the flatness in my voice. I'm not asking you to forgive me, she said quickly. I'm not asking for anything, really. I just wanted to say I'm sorry. For all of it. For hurting you. For being cruel. For throwing away 5 years like it meant nothing. I watched her. Tried to find some remnant of the woman I married. She wasn't there. Or maybe she was never there to begin with. Maybe I'd just been too comfortable to notice. Can we? She hesitated. Can we grab coffee sometime? Not like this. Somewhere we can actually talk. I don't want to get back together or anything crazy like that. I miss talking to you. I miss having you in my life. She looked at me with those red-rimmed eyes, waiting for me to say yes. Waiting for me to give her what she wanted, like I always had. I leaned back in my chair. Do you remember what you told me that night? I said. Her face went pale. She knew exactly what I was talking about. Which part? She whispered. The honest part. She closed her eyes. Nodded slowly. When she opened them again, they were wet. I remember. You said, I didn't mean to hurt you. I just didn't care enough not to. The words landed between us like stones. Vivian's face crumpled. A tear rolled down her cheek. I was angry. You were honest, I said. Maybe for the first time in years. She shook her head. I didn't mean it like that. I was trying to. You meant every word. I kept my voice level. Calm. And that's the thing, Vivian. That was the most honest thing you ever said to me. And it set me free. She stared at me, confused. What? You destroyed every illusion I had about our marriage in one sentence. You showed me exactly who you were, someone who valued her own comfort over my feelings. Someone who didn't care enough about me to not destroy me. And I believed you. I was confused. You were clear. Maybe clearer than you've ever been. I leaned forward slightly. For 6 months, I've been rebuilding myself. Not because I wanted revenge. Not because I was trying to prove something to you. But because you forced me to stop fighting for someone who didn't value me. Vivian was crying now, mascara starting to run despite the careful makeup. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I was selfish and stupid and I threw away the best thing I ever had. You did. And you know what? I'm grateful. She blinked. What? I'm grateful you showed me who you were. I'm grateful you said what you said, because it meant I didn't waste another year trying to fix something that was already broken. I'm grateful you chose Jake, because it meant I didn't have to wonder what if for the rest of my life. Please. I'm not angry anymore, I said. I was, for about a day. Then I just felt nothing. And now? I shrugged. Now I'm actually thankful. You did me a favor. Don't say that. It's true. I stood up, pulled out my wallet, dropped a 10 on the table for my coffee. You wanted excitement. You got it. You wanted someone who wasn't boring. You found him. And when that didn't work out the way you planned, you wanted me back as your safety net. She stood too, reaching for my arm. That's not. I stepped back. Didn't let her touch me. You burned everything to the ground, I said quietly. You don't get to ask me to sift through the ashes. I loved you. Her voice broke. I still. No. I cut her off. You loved the security I gave you. You loved having someone reliable while you figured out what you actually wanted. There's a difference. I picked up my newspaper, tucked it under my arm. Wait, she said desperately. Can we try to be friends? Can we talk? I just need. I looked at her one last time. Really looked at her. Saw the desperation, the regret, the hope that I'd cave like I always had. That I'd forgive her, take her back, make everything okay again. Goodbye, Vivian. I walked toward the door. I loved you. She called after me, voice cracking. I stopped. Didn't turn around. No, I said. You loved what I did for you. You never loved who I was. I pushed through the door and stepped into the morning sun. Behind me, I heard her crying. Heard her call my name one more time. I kept walking. 3 weeks later, Vivian sent one final email. Long, rambling, apologetic. She was moving to another city. Fresh start. She hoped I was doing well. She understood if I never wanted to talk again. She just wanted me to know she was sorry. I read it once. Didn't respond. Archived it. Derek asked me about it over beers that Friday. She reached out again? Yeah, you respond? No. He nodded. Clinked his bottle against mine. Good man. I started seeing someone new a month after that. Kendra. Graphic designer. Met her at a work event. She was doing branding for one of our clients. She was funny, sharp, asked good questions. We got coffee. Then dinner. Then more dinners. I didn't rush it. Didn't try to recreate what I had before. Just let it develop naturally. She asked about my ex once. I gave her the short version. So you just walked away? She said, yeah. No big dramatic confrontation? No revenge plot? I smiled. The best revenge was not needing one. She kissed me. I like that. Sometimes I still think about Vivian. Not often. Usually when something reminds me, a song, a restaurant we used to go to, a random memory that surfaces uninvited. But it doesn't hurt anymore. It's just information. Part of my history, not my present. Her final gift to me was that brutal honesty. I didn't mean to hurt you, I just didn't care enough not to. Those words destroyed me for about 10 seconds. Then they rebuilt me stronger. She wanted chaos and got it. I wanted peace and built it. She burned everything to the ground and expected me to sift through the ashes, looking for something salvageable. But I walked away clean, and I never looked back. Thank you so much for watching until the end. If you really like our videos, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day.